Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy. On Monday morning, February 1st, we are officially in the second month of 2021. We are on day 323 of being live at the Roxy in a row. And it is a Monday, and we know that to be so because it is the biggest news day we've had in quite some time. Everybody waited until after the weekend and then news. This is the most jam-packed show we've had in a while. So there's a ton to talk about, including the fact that maybe 15, 20 minutes before I went live, they announced that there is a Wakanda series coming to Disney Plus. Wakanda Forever. Are you kidding me? We'll be spending a lot of time talking about that today. A lot of time talking about that today, but there's also some not as good news. So we definitely have that fuck yeah news. And then there's a ton of fuck no news today. Tony Bennett having Alzheimer's and his family talking about that. Fuck. Dustin Diamond passing away. Screech. Fuck. Today marks 13 years of Britney Spears' conservatorship. # Free Britney. Fuck. Evan Rachel Wood came forward and accused Marilyn Manson of grooming and abusing her, and so did 4 other women. Fuck. All that is fuck no. Fuck no. So a little bit of fuck yeah, a little bit of fuck no, and everywhere in between. You guys let me know how you're feeling about all the things. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Right here in the super chat as well. And don't forget, we are officially in Black History Month, so support your local Black businesses or Black-owned businesses in general. We will be doing so all month on the World Girls. All of our World Girl purchases for the month of February will be coming from Black-owned businesses, which we're really proud of and excited to be able to do. And I hope you guys join us in that as well. Oh boy, all of the things happening all at once. Let's start with some of the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, and then we will get into more of the news. Like I said, it is the first day of this month and shit is already popping off. So let's see what LD has to say about that. LD123 says, "Hey coach, today I get to meet my new co-star over Zoom. I'm hoping that my new Romeo doesn't tempt me. Also get to meet my Lysander later in the day. So I get to meet my next 2 lovers on the same day. So hope I don't get attached." LD, life is a series of choices. Even if you dig somebody, you don't need to act on those choices. So, you're in complete control over this one. And I hope that you have enough chemistry that you want them to be your on-stage lover boys. Thank you for sharing, though, LD. Keep us posted. We're thinking about you always, rooting for you, and appreciate you letting us know more about your life. Glenn Caesar in here says, "Hello, good afternoon, Roxy. Much love to you, Grammy and Papo. Thanks again for hanging with us on this hopefully happy Monday. Peace, love, bunnies, and hugs to you and all yours. Rest in peace, Dustin Diamond. As always, keep up the fight. Smets, # smash cancer." Yo, fuck cancer. And saying it again, Miles Cosgrove, Brett Hankerson, Jonathan Mattingly, arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor, all 3 of them for killing Breonna Taylor. Justice for all those people who lost their lives due to excessive force. # say their names. Thanks for always being there for us. RJ, Skittles, Chunk, be most excellent to each other. Rockstars, because you're such cool people to know, as always, I hope that you can all find and feel the joy in each of our days, weeks, months, and our years. Glenn, these are always so sweet. Positive thoughts to you, RJ, and the rock stars who show up here and give their support whenever and however they can. Don't forget, when it gets tough, even if you're by yourself, so you're not alone. I hope that one sinks in for you guys. Everyone who's battling, keep on fighting. We're here with you. And rock stars, remember, you're kind, you're smart, you're unique, and being so unselfishly loving and supportive of others, including internet strangers, makes you worthy. Therefore, your story is important and deserves to be seen and heard. You are appreciated. Thank you, our dear Glenn. Appreciate you reminding people of that all the time. You are the best. Bo Jackson here says, I bet a lot of the other morning shows are mad they didn't get to cover the Wakanda news today. Suckers. You get to be the first. Woo. Do you think the announcement coincided with Black History Month on purpose or just a coincidence? Bo Jax, I think that there is no coincidence here. I think it is February 1st. It is Black History Month, and Disney Plus announced a Wakanda series. And that's exactly why and when I think that all took place. So oh my God, I'm so excited to talk about that Wakanda series, and I can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts on that. Make sure you get that in. Make sure you get that in now. Rob Fishbeck says, please read an announcer voice. Ladies and gentlemen, major announcement to make. The most anticipated exhibition match in film trivia is coming to a screen near you this coming Saturday, 4 p.m. Pacific. Kyle, the hot one, Hudson, will be facing off against Rob, the bedmaker Fishback. Two rock stars go head-to-head in a fight to the finish. More to come. I have no idea what you're talking about right now. Exhibition match where? Thank you for letting us know, though, Rob. Appreciate you. Bojack says, by the way, I haven't had a chance to listen. How did your connection with the radio station in St. Louis come about? It's my hometown, but haven't been back in years. Oh, yeah. So every Monday morning, if you guys are in St. Louis, turn on the radio to the Carney Show with Julie Buck. And I do 15 minutes on TV and what to watch that week and TV news and all that stuff. It's a lot of fun. Came to be because they needed a TV expert. They reached out to AfterBuzz. AfterBuzz paired them with me, and I've been doing it for, I don't know, 6 months now. It's awesome. They're such dolls. I love doing it. So yeah, it's a blast. Thanks for asking about it. Good question. Chris Burke at the house says, hi, Roxy. It's Chris. Oh, wow. Just want to say thank you for all the support you gave Avery last week. She took the bullying pretty hard. She's making it through. Want to say that we love you. Thank you. We love you, Chris. We love you guys. And bullying is no joke. It was horrible how they were treating her. And I'm glad to see that you really stepped in. This is the difference between being raised with great parents and not being raised with great parents. And Chris, you're a great parent and you make sure that she's okay. And when people don't have that, that's where things go awry. So I'm glad that you're able to step in, and please keep us posted. And thank you for giving us that little update. We think about you and Avery all the time and appreciate when you guys pop in onto the show to tell us more about your lives. All right, guys, as I said, keep getting those Streamlabs in. Let's talk a little bit about this Wakanda series. Let's go. Wakanda forever. So today, for Black History Month, I believe that is why they announced this today, because thinking about all of the shows that they've announced, why would they have waited on this one? I'm sure that they knew this was in development. But the Wakanda series is now officially in the works at Disney Plus under Ryan Coogler's new Disney television deal. He signed a 5-year exclusive TV deal with Disney. So, he's going to be sticking around for a minute. And the series is part of a new multi-year overall television deal with them and his Proximity Media. So they signed with Walt Disney, and it will include other television projects in the future. Coogler previously directed and co-wrote, obviously we know this, Black Panther, which takes place in the fictional African nation of Wakanda. Coogler is currently at work on the film's sequel. The deal will enable Proximity to develop shows for other divisions of the Walt Disney Company as well. Along with Coogler, Proximity's principals are Zinzi Coogler, Sev Ohanian, Ludwig Göransson, sorry to butcher anybody's names, Archie Davis, and Peter Nix. This is a quote coming from Bob Iger. Ryan Coogler is a singular storyteller whose vision and range have made him one of the standout filmmakers of his generation. With Black Panther, Ryan brought a groundbreaking story and iconic characters to life in a real, meaningful, and memorable way, creating a watershed cultural moment. We're thrilled to strengthen our relationship and look forward to telling more great stories with Ryan and his team. End quote. Thank you, Bob Iger, for that. And we all certainly agree. Should the Wakanda project go to series, by the way, this is coming from Variety, it would be the latest show set within the Marvel Cinematic Universe to make its way to Disney+. Streamer recently launched a show, WandaVision, which many of us are watching. Then obviously we knew about the announcements of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel. There's also a focus on Nick Fury and Samuel L. Jackson starring The character War Machine, played by Don Cheadle. We know this is called Ironheart. So there's a lot of shows that have already been announced. Again, this is why I think that they waited on purpose till now to announce this. And Coogler said, it's an honor to be partnering with Walt Disney Company. Working with them on Black Panther was a dream come true. As an avid consumer of television, we couldn't be happier to be launching our television business with Bob Iger, Dana Walden, and all the amazing studios under the Disney umbrella. We look forward to learning, growing, and building a relationship with the audience all over the world through the Disney platforms. We're especially excited that we will be taking our first leap with Kevin Feige, Louis D'Esposito, Victoria Alonso, and their partners at Marvel Studios. We'll be working closely with them on select MCU shows. So select MCU shows for Disney Plus. We're already in the mix on some projects that we can't wait to share. Pretty exciting. Black Panther is a hit for Disney, as we know. I forgot this, though. It nearly grossed $1.35 billion worldwide. That's huge. Obviously, the elephant in the room, of course, here being that we lost Chadwick Boseman this year. And that is something that I don't know exactly how they're going to work around in this series or address it. We also don't know the exact timeline for this series yet. So I want to know from you guys, what do you want to see from a Wakanda series? I have to assume that every single person's excited to see a Wakanda series because this is a land that we want to get to know more. Wakanda is a place of beauty and of innovation and of technology and of all these things that I want to know more about. So having a Wakanda show makes perfect sense because there's so much to expand upon. So I'm assuming you guys feel the same way. If not, let me know. But assuming that is the case, what do you want to focus on in Wakanda? What do you guys want to see? I'm very curious what our Wakanda hearts desire. So please let me know. Streamlabs.com/Roxy right here in the super chat as well. How stoked are you about this show? Are you surprised that Ryan Coogler is going to be the one helming it? Is there any specific characters or places or time periods that you want to make sure we go? Curtis Mason says the Wakanda show instead of Black Panther 2. No. That is not what they have said, so I have to assume no. I think that would be not the right move, and so I don't think that that's really what's on anybody's radar, but interesting question, and somebody let me know if they disagree with my assessment on that situation. Going into the Streamlabs, Jake Yacovetta says, okay, so we're not talking about Wakanda in here. He says, Rob, the bedmaker Fishbeck is going to completely destroy Hitman, wishes he was Sabra Hudson. Brittany Parker might be Kyle's manager. Much love to her, but I'm leading the bedmaker to victory. Bet on that. Brandy and PLD can suck it. What is happening here? Rob says another great reason. Sign up for the World Girls Patreon for Discord, everybody. So much trash talking going on in there for my match. It will be on my channel, Rob Fishbeck. Jake, wow. You did not spell Jake Yacovetta's last name right. He calls you Jake Lacovetta, is my manager. Also, promos dropped this morning. Okay, I've got to go check in the Discord. Yes, guys, this is almost as interesting a conversation as a Wakanda series. Thank you guys for turning this into the Jake Robb show, talking about your match. I'm so happy about that. Thank you. Thank you, friends. Wakanda or Rob Fishbeck match. Morse Code Z says, I would love to see a story arc of the different tribes. Yeah, I mean, I think that, so when are you talking Morse Code? Because that would be cool. As we saw from the one movie, there's just so many nooks and crannies to explore in so many places. Wow. Roxy starting grammar beef. Totally. Roxy shade. Comes out sometimes. She's a shady ass bitch. She can be shady. Well, I'm just really excited about this Wakanda series, and you guys seem to not have that much to say about it, which I'm shocked about because this is like of all the series they announced, this is the one that I'm most excited about. Zadia Smith says, I think we should see some outside force try to take over Wakanda now that their newest king is dead and use their resources for evil, not in a Killmonger type of way, but in a truly nefarious way. I'm curious, though, if their king is dead. Obviously, we know that Chadwick Boseman is dead, but I don't think that in this universe T'Challa is dead, at least not yet, and I don't think that they would make that announcement on the show. I think that would be in the movie, but it is an interesting suggestion, Zadius. I just wonder how exactly they would handle that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm very excited about this. You guys seem to be mixed. Obvious is no Black Panther, no good show. I know that can be hard, but don't you think that, and I don't know him personally, I didn't know him, but I would have to assume that Chadwick Boseman would want T'Challa to live on, or his story to live on, or his land to live on. I would have to assume Chadwick Boseman would be excited about the announcement of a Wakanda show. That would be what I would believe. Matt Link says, I'm super interested in a Wakanda series. So much history and potential story room. That's the thing, as opposed to a lot of these other places where it's like, I know exactly what story they're going to tell. This is a huge, huge land. There's so much to explore. So many different characters. John says M'Baku should be the new Black Panther. You're not the only one who thinks that. Simply Emily says, I think that place is full of stories. Black Panther isn't the only cool thing about the society. So true. I mean, it's a society of badass warriors, and like also just think about the tech. I mean, we could do what's that show that was on HBO that everybody's obsessed with about tech in San Francisco? Whatever, we could do that, but in Wakanda. What the fuck was the name of that show? Jake says, yeah, they can tell Wakanda stories without T'Challa. I think so too. Ryan Payne says Wakanda has the potential to share the history of the mantle of Black Panther, not just the character himself. Definitely to that. Ryan said watching Baku as Ashton Kutcher punking what? Punking the other tribes. Okay. Silicon Valley. Yeah, thank you guys. That is exactly what I was talking about. Yeah. Maybe this can be an introduction of Storm to the MCU, Ty Berman. In what way? How would they introduce? Oh, Strom. Who's Strom? I don't even know who that is. Curtis says it would be cool to see 5-year blip period. They might have a new king or queen already, and we wouldn't have seen on screen. And M'Baku would be great. Yeah, that would be interesting. I'm with you. Scott Lee, it's so annoying. I'm sorry, Scott, not to be a bitch, but let me be a bitch for a second. And actually, I'm not even being a bitch. I'm just being a human. Like, why do men come onto women's stream? Like, I'm talking about a Marvel show right now. I'm talking about like a nerdy Marvel show. I have no makeup on. My hair is not done. It's not even brushed. I'm in a big ass sweatshirt. I'm living my life. I'm drinking a fucking tea. It's 1:37. Oxy, please do OnlyFans. Why do men think that that's an appropriate thing to say to women? I don't get it. Like, I don't just, and if you saw me on the street, you would never say that, but because you're behind a keyboard, essentially what you're saying is you just want to see naked pictures of me. And it's a weird thing to write to somebody. I don't get where this comes from in society, where men think that they have like the ownership of women to just come into their house. This is my house, and say, let's see you naked. I'm not saying anything against OnlyFans, because this has nothing to do with that, and mad respect to anybody who's on there. I don't care. If anybody wants to show their body to anybody, I have no, as long as you're of age, you do whatever the fuck you want with your body. But why? Why do men think that's like okay? People message me all the time. You'd make a lot more money if you did OnlyFans. Anybody on the planet would make more money if they did more things. I would also make a lot more money if I was hired on a TV show. I would make a lot more money if I worked at a strip club. I would make a lot more money if I went back to bartending. Like, it's just so fucking annoying, just to be 100% honest. But I really want to get to the thought process of like, why do you think that's cool? And also, let's just like look at Scott for a second. Like, Scott, you look like a fine gentleman. You look like you're holding a glass of wine. You look like a fucking grown up. You know, you're a goddamn adult. You know, you're not a teenager coming in here being like a little troll. You are, I mean, I don't know, maybe like based on this picture, you're a man with a watch in your 40s and a glass of wine. And you, again, this is all speculation, but you seem like a white dude who just comes in here and thinks that this is your show to talk about. And it's just fucking annoying. Like, do better. Treat women better with more respect. What if your mom was on here and was talking about Marvel or any kind of thing, like a book she read, and people just came in and asked her for naked pictures? Yeah, Jake, unban him. I would love to hear an explanation. I would love to hear. Because I told you guys I have a lot of things to talk about today, and I don't need... And the only reason I'm stopping here is because this happens like 50 times a day. And it's rude and annoying and disrespectful and all those things. So that's how I feel. Scott really paid $10 to get publicly roasted. Is this a cuck thing for white guys? Okay, he's unbanned. So Scott, please let us know. Let us know. Honestly, what was your thought process there? I really want to know. Going back to the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Leonard Kim says, hey, Roxy, hope everything's going well. I love this announcement. I'd be almost intrigued to learn more about the background and history of the different tribes and how they managed to conceal its existence, learning more about the development of tech, etc. Yeah, me too. Me too. Glenn Caesar says, Wakanda forever. Not sure about T'Challa being dead in the series or if it'll be a prequel. They could be starting out by focusing on King T'Challa, King T'Challa's T'Chaka, his father, and the story was briefly talked about at the beginning of Black Panther 1 or the Dora Milaje. What's the Dora Milaje? I don't know what that is. Cinema Garia says, I don't know Marvel, but I feel like this couldn't be a show for Letitia and Dora. Oh, is that the name of the woman who plays? Oh, wow. Okay. And how they would connect to the newer show. Like maybe they help Wanda or Ironheart or Loki. They travel back and forth between worlds. I don't know, but I love the Black Panther franchise. That'd be a cool way to get more people involved. Yes. Totally. Trying to see if Scott said anything yet. Yeah, Dora's the woman. Thank you. Who protect the king. Yeah. Got it. Thanks, guys. The women bodyguards. I forgot their name. This is clearly why I don't compete in inner geekdom. Guys, he's not responding. Do you think we scared him off? Where'd he go? Scott. Let us know. If you can't do it, no one can. What? Let's move forward. As I said, there's a lot of fuck no news today now, too. I wanted to talk more about the fuck yeah news, but you guys didn't have much to say about Wakanda. So in terms of fuck no news, Tony Bennett has Alzheimer's. His family came out and talked about this. It's actually kind of shocking considering how many people have dementia and Alzheimer's, how few celebrities actually come forward and talk about it. I think a lot of families are very afraid of what the legacy around that celebrity will be if towards the end of their life if they are announced with Alzheimer's and dementia. But I think it only makes somebody even that more lovable because we can put that positive energy into the universe for Tony Bennett. But also, I think people relate to this. You guys know Papo has dementia, and it's not the same as Alzheimer's, but it is really fucking hard. It's really fucking hard. And sometimes we look at like rich, famous people and we feel like their lives are perfect, but nobody is exempt from some of these diseases. And I feel really bad for him. He is definitely one of the greats, and just rooting for him and his family. And I hope that they're able to enjoy whatever time they have left with him and appreciate them, because I do think that's something that we forget about all the time. And I'm not trying to do a comparison, but as you guys, well, I have a lot of close friends who have parents that have Alzheimer's or grandparents who have Alzheimer's, and they believe that to be the hardest thing on the planet. And while I completely understand, and I have a grandfather with dementia, and I know how challenging it can be, I would literally cut off my left arm for one more day with my mom back on this planet in any state. So again, it's not a comparison, and everybody has absolutely the right to know how fucking challenging things can be. But I do think perspective on these things and the fact that you can still be with somebody, and there can still be a quality of life for a while with Tony. I hope that his family does feel grateful to have whatever time with him they do and to help in any kind of way. So anyway, just all about perspective and always about remembering that things look different from different places. Yeah. But much love to him, and it's very sad to hear about. Spidey Sensei says, just FTR, maybe for the reminder. The hair actually looks kind of hot today. Good luck on the apartment search, coach. Oh, God. It's been a nightmare. I'm staying here for another month because they're not allowed to kick me out legally. I paid. Even if I didn't, they're not allowed to kick me out, but I'm not that kind of person. I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. So, yeah. John, who says, my dad forgot almost everything because of the brain cancer. It was so sad. And you guys know my mom had brain cancer too. And, that was really, really hard. And a lot of it looks kind of similar to Alzheimer's at times, except different parts of you are deteriorating. But like what I wouldn't give to have just in no matter what state, just one day. Oh, FTR is for the record. Okay. What did I say that it was for? I don't even know what I made up. Sometimes I just take guesses. It's like why I thought SMH was so much hate for so long, because I just did not know. Going back into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Bojack says, very excited about Kugler's involvement. What has me curious is when he said we'll be working closely with them on select MCU shows, already in the mix on some projects. Are these other shows not related to the Wakanda series? So curious. Yeah, he signed 5 years, so I think it's not related. What do you guys want to see him work on that's not Wakanda related? Be kind of cool. Paul 3JP says, what up, Rocks? Holding back the and since I haven't earned that part yet. But why would you want to call me something that I don't go by? You are so strange, Apollo. How's your Monday going? Kind of doesn't feel like a Monday. What is time? Regardless, there's no crushing this week. Oh, here's to crushing this week. Don't really have much else to say. Tell Steph I say hi. LOL. I'll tell her, Apollo. Glenn Caesar in the house says, and to the good vibes back and again. Roxy the best. Roxy number one. Roxy the best. Roxy number wrong. Roxy the best. Blah, blah, blah. Happy Roxy days. To us all, RJ, Skill, Chunk, Silver the Elf. Fuck the haters. Keep killing it. Thank you, Glenn. Appreciate you, my love. Glenn is the best. Glenn's number one. Glenn is the best. Glenn is number one. This is how I feel. Oh, boy. All right, let's get to some other fuck no news. For those of you who are Saved by the Bell fans, Dustin Diamond, aka Screech, passed away. We have talked about on the show how he was diagnosed with cancer. That diagnosis probably took place much before we learned about it. But what is happening with my keyboard? It just typed in a different language. It happened very fast on our end. We only heard about his cancer very briefly ago, and he was gone very quick. His condition, this according to TMZ, his condition greatly declined since last week. He was taken off the breathing machines in an attempt to get him to hospice care. His girlfriend was by his side when he passed away, and we're told that he did not suffer. Dustin's death comes just a couple weeks after completing his first round of chemo, after he was diagnosed with stage 4 small cell carcinoma, which is commonly referred to as lung cancer. We were told the cancer started somewhere in Dustin's body and metastasized in his lungs. He was initially hospitalized in Florida in January after feeling pain all over his body and a general sense of unease. Unfortunately, it turned out to be cancer. So for those of you guys who grew up loving this show, I read something today about how so many people wanted to be Zach Morris, but really we were all kind of Screech, and I thought that was really poignant. This fucking sucks. Cancer fucking sucks. I can't believe in 2021 it can take somebody's life this quickly, as our friend Kevin Smets keeps reminding you guys and me as well. If something doesn't feel right, please go get it checked out. It's so important to do so. You just don't know what's going on in your body, and if your body's sending you signs, I just would try to take them as much as you can. try to listen to it and try to get the help when you can, because sometimes things are too late. And, some of us don't get those signs, but when you are getting them, please listen to them. This is fucking awful. And sending much love and positive energy to his family, his girlfriend, his loved ones, and all his fans who are hurting today. May he rest in peace. Oh, fuck. It just feels like so many people are dying all the time. So many people are being born all the time too, but just so many people are dying all the time. Speaking of people and fucked up things happening to them, these last two stories are also fucked up things happening to people who don't deserve fucked up things happening to them. Let's start with the Britney Spears story. There's not much to talk about today. It's just, you guys know I talk about Free Britney every chance I get, because I just think it's one of the most fucked up, underratedly fucked up things that's happening in society. I cannot wait for this documentary to come out. I believe it's this month, about Free Britney. I think that will bring a lot of publicity and eyes and ears, because this is still not a mainstream known about thing. You guys know, because I talk about it all the time on the show. Twitter seems to know about it most of the time, or at least a small section of Twitter, but people don't really know. And today makes 13 years that she's been in the conservatorship. I was looking through Twitter today to see some of these things, and it's just truly fucking disgusting what she's been allowed to do and what she's not been allowed to do. It's really, really, truly fucked up and disheartening. This came from @Vision of Britney. Britney Spears' father claimed she had dementia and she was unfit on looking after herself. But a year later, she embarked on her Circus World Tour, which involves her performing stunts such as literally standing above a ring of fire. It doesn't make sense. This we know. Captain Morosco said, James Spears says that Britney has dementia and is not capable of taking care of herself, but her finances are driving to see her friends, but somehow it's okay to go on 3 world tours, do a 4-year Las Vegas residency, land a $15 million deal on X Factor, and release 4 albums. It's ridiculous what he says she can do and cannot do. And so those are just quick reminders of some of the stuff that's going on. We'll continue to talk about it on this show, but fuck that. Fuck that noise. It's just, yeah, just fucked up. Shout out to our friend Star, who says this Live with the Roxy episode is making me too emotional. Got a dip before I'm a mess. Much love to y'all. I know, babe. I'm sorry. Sometimes there's good things in the world, like Wakanda show and like Ryan Coogler getting a 5-year deal at Disney Plus. And sometimes it's like this. And you guys know we go like this. But sometimes I know that you guys are not going to be in a position where you want to talk about this kind of shit, because sometimes we need to kind of, I never recommend anybody bury their head in the sand, but you have to take care of yourself. And especially when you're going through things that Star has gone through recently, sometimes it's just like, I just need the world to fucking stop for a second. Everybody needs to shut the fuck up for a second. So I totally understand. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer right here in the super chat as well. As we talk about this last story, and I can't say that it gets any happier, because this is so fucked up too. We've heard Evan Rachel Wood talk about her abuse before and her abuser before, but never has she said it like this. She came out and accused Marilyn Manson of grooming and abusing her, and it was an incredibly heroic thing for her to do, but also a disturbing thing to read about, which I can't even imagine living it. This originally, I think, came out in the New York Times and Hollywood Reporter and Vanity Fair, and everybody's covering this right now. She said, he started grooming me when I was a teenager and horrifically abused me for years. And then she posted 4 other women who came out and had stories of Marilyn Manson doing the same thing. Again, this is coming from the New York Times. Jenny Gross is the one who published this. So the actor and singer Evan Rachel Wood, who's spoken publicly for years about his fiber of sexual and physical violence, said on Monday she'd been abused by the rock musician Marilyn Manson. She said, quote, the name of my abuser is Brian Warner, also known to the world as Marilyn Manson. This is in an Instagram post. He started grooming me when I was a teenager and horrifically abused me for years. I was brainwashed and manipulated into submission. I'm done living in fear of retaliation, slander, or blackmail. I'm here to expose this dangerous man and call out the many industries that have enabled him before he ruins any more lives. I stand with the many victims who will no longer be silent. Awful. She was engaged to him when she was 19 and he was 38. That became public in 2007. Marilyn Manson has not responded yet. He has not commented yet. This is what Mr. Manson's representative said to Metal Hammer. Personal testimony is just that. We think it's inappropriate to comment on that. Then go on to talk about Manson being accused of terrible things by unnamed critics, but offer no guidance on who these critics are and what these things are. So it's not possible to comment. Several other women accused Marilyn Manson of having abused them. 2018, Charlene Yee accused Mr. Manson of harassment in a series of tweets, which have been deleted since. Ms. Wood, who proposed a California law that extended a statute of limitation of domestic abuse, testified before the state Senate in 2019 that a man whom she did not identify by name had groomed her when she was 18. She said, quote, "He cut me off from my close friends and family one by one by exhibiting rage in some form or another when I was in contact with them. He had bouts of extreme jealousy. It would also result in wrecking our home, cornering me in a room, and threatening me." She said that she felt terrified for her life and that he broke her down through starvation and sleep deprivation by threatening to kill her. In one instance, he forced her to kneel in their bedroom, tied up her hands and feet, beat her, and shocked sensitive parts of her body with a device called a violet wand. When she tried to leave him, he would call her house incessantly. She said Mr. Manson told Spin Magazine in 2009 that he called Miss Wood 150 times one day after a breakup. "I have fantasies every day about smashing her skull in with a sledgehammer," he said. That's a quote from him. His representatives in November said in response to questions by Metal Hammer that Mr. Manson's comment in Spin was obviously a theatrical rock star interview promoting a new record. Mr. Manson described his views on women in 2015 in an interview with Days. He said, "Girls should always present themselves to you when they come home. Hi, honey, I'm home." And she's wearing lingerie, legs akimbo. "Come and get it, honey." Miss Woods told Rolling Stone magazine in 2016 that she had been abused by a significant other while they were together and by the owner of a bar. So that is the article here. The whole thing is fucking horrifying and disgusting. I know when Rachel Evan Wood was talking about this initially, we didn't know who it was. There was speculation that it was him, but now her coming out and saying this, there's just no question in my mind that this man is clearly a fucking pig. And I know innocent until proven guilty, but this is years later. In what fucking world? Do we want to believe that anybody on the planet is capable of making this kind of shit up? Like, so fucked up. Just disgusting. So horrible, all those things. As we were talking, part of this reminded me of the Shia LaBeouf situation. As we were talking about Shia LaBeouf sleep depriving FKA Twigs and, breaking her down, when you are not eating and you are not sleeping and you are not in the position of power and you are trying to make decisions and trying to figure things out and you don't have the nutrients or the brain capacity at the time, everything is twisted and fucked up. So I don't shy away from these stories on the show because it's important to know what is out there. And also because fuck this dude. And I'm glad that she came out because he's still in a position of power and he's still dangerous. And we don't know who else is next on his hit list. So good on her. It must be really, really fucking difficult. I'm sure she's receiving a lot of heat right now, which I feel awful about. But we support her absolutely in everything that she's done here. Let me know what you guys are thinking about all of this. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer and right here in the super chat as well. Also in the chat out some of you guys I haven't talked to yet. Stormy Wood says, "My heart hurts for any victim of abuse. I've survived abuse myself, though it was not sexual abuse." Fucking awful, Stormy. All kinds of abuse are unacceptable. Inhumane, says Weston Ira. Truly disgusting, says Hitman Hudson. Absolutely. Physical and emotional abuse is never good. I mean, completely. Brittany says, "Stormy, I agree, girl, and same, always standing with you." And I'm always standing with you guys as well. Just fucking atrocious. An atrocious story. And I'll keep you guys up to date on if I hear any more. Going back into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Bojack says, "I once had an internship in Marina Del Rey when I was living back in Ontario, and the commute was brutal. So I wanted to move to LA, but the rent was too expensive. I think about it sometimes, but I'm still in Orange County now and just visit LA. Yeah, the rent here is atrocious." Glenn Caesar in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/RoxyStar says, from stormy woods to hopefully bookend the show with some good vibes and positivity that hopefully is an uplifting story to hear and tell about. Stacey Abrams has been nominated for Nobel Prize, and fuck yeah news. It's awesome if she won the award. Oh yeah, I saw this. This is fucking awesome. Stacey Abrams is just the shit. She should be nominated. She should be considered. And I love that fuck yeah news. But going back to the other news, the French taunter in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/RoxyStar says, this weekend, my ex ran to my place from her new husband who sounds just like Marilyn Manson. After a day, she went back. I'm still processing that myself, but I'm glad you're speaking on this. Cheers, Roxy. Always love your show. That's fucking awful. It's so hard and dangerous to try to get victims of domestic abuse out of their dangerous situations. And you have to tread so lightly. Oh, God. Very challenging. I do not envy that position that you're in. And I wish you the best of luck. We're thinking about you because that's awful. And to anybody who is currently in an abusive relationship or does not know, there are tons of different hotlines and people that you can talk to, and people can try to find safe ways for you to get out of situations, because the thing that is not an option is staying, unfortunately. And I know it seems like it's the easiest option, but it's the option that you might not ever be able to come back from. So what a turn from Wakanda to domestic abuse and everywhere in between. The show, as you guys know, is such a roller coaster. We have a lot of different stories that we talk about here, and I appreciate you guys joining me for every single one of them. I'll be live later today on stereo because I've been doing that more, hopefully with Steph's Bra, because I'm trying to do it with my girly every day. I also will be back here tomorrow live at the Roxy, and tomorrow on SEN in the morning, which hopefully we'll talk a little bit more about the draft over there. I know it's like this. Coming back from some of the things we talk about is a nightmare. Ryan Payne says, celebrate Black History this month by looking into the country's Black leaders, businesses, and its history. Absolutely. As I mentioned before, the World Girls, every purchase that we make this month is coming from a Black-owned business, which we're really excited about. Especially for our sweets episode. So we're really hoping to support some local Black-owned businesses with that one. But yes, all of that stuff is important to do. And thank you, Ryan, for reminding us, because happy Black History Month. Fucking the irony of it being the shortest month of the year is not lost on me. Oh boy. All right. Much love to all of you guys. If you're watching this live or after the fact, please hang around and leave a comment. It really makes a difference. Also comment. We haven't gotten any new comments on Apple Podcasts. So if you leave a comment, I will read them tomorrow. Those of you guys asking about Grammy, I really appreciate it. She is really in a lot of pain. It's so fucking hard. It's just so hard. I'll keep you guys posted on that one too. Make your beds. Put down the toilet lids. Do your best to take care of yourselves. Reach out to those who might need you during this time, which could be everybody. Tell those that you love them, because you just don't know. And I'll see you guys tomorrow live at the Roxy.